Today, we're diving headfirst into a bubbling cauldron of competition, culture, and, well, cash. We are talking about Taiwan's absolute obsession with hot pots. It's a market so huge and so fierce, it's basically a culinary war zone.
Just look at that number. 400 billion new Taiwan dollars. Let that sink in for a second. That's how much the hot pot market is worth every single year. This makes it one of the biggest categories in the entire restaurant industry. The stakes here aren't just high, they are simmering at a rolling boil. So that brings us to the real question, right? When you have thousands, literally thousands of restaurants all fighting for a piece of that massive $400 billion pie, how do you stand out? How do you not just survive, but actually win this thing? Okay, so to understand this battle, we first have to get a handle on the obsession itself. What is it about hot pot that makes it so much more than just a meal? And how did it become such a wildly successful business model? You know, the genius of the hot pot business model really boils down to a few key things. First, the whole process is super standardized, which makes it incredibly easy for chains to scale up fast. It's also become a daily thing for a lot of people, not just for special occasions. And get this, it's an all-season dish. People will happily pack into an air-conditioned restaurant for hot pot in the middle of a blazing summer. And it always feels like you're getting a great deal. A full, satisfying meal with meat, veggies, soup, the whole shebang. This quote just perfectly captures the loyalty of hot pot fans. The chairman of the Kanpai Group told this story about a single customer who came to one of his restaurants over 100 times in 1 year. That is insane. That's like eating hot pot every 3 or 4 days. It really proves that for a lot of people, this isn't just dinner, it's a ritual. But, you know, just as brands were getting really good at running a restaurant, the entire game changed. The pandemic was a huge accelerator, forcing this massive shift in where and how people get their hot pot fix. And this created what we now call the omni-channel era. So we are now living in the omni-channel era, and this is so important to understand. If you're a hot pot brand, your competition is no longer just the other hot pot place down the street. No way. It's the delivery driver dropping off a meal. It's the frozen soup base you can grab at the supermarket. It's that meal kit sitting in your freezer right now. The battle is being fought on all fronts, 24/7. And because of this, the old rules are just out the window. In the past, it was all about location, location, location. You needed a spot with tons of foot traffic. Simple. But today, it's all about scene matching. The question isn't, where are my customers anymore? It's, why are my customers eating? Are they grabbing a quick solo lunch? Is it a big family celebration, a social night out with friends? The brands that are winning are the ones who can perfectly match their product to whatever the customer's scene is. Okay, so if people can get amazing hot pot delivered to their couch, why would they ever bother going out? This is the huge challenge every single physical restaurant is facing right now. And the answer is, they can't just sell food anymore. They have to sell an experience. This is the new playbook for dining in. You have to give people something they just can't get from a delivery box. We're talking about creating a unique atmosphere, a sense of occasion, and building memories. And most importantly, it's about that human touch, that amazing service that makes people feel seen and valued. That's the one thing an app can never, ever replace. This whole shift has created what experts call a dual peak market. Think of it like this. On one side, you got the super high-end brands competing on incredible, unique experiences and top-tier service. On the other side, you've got the low-end brands that are all about massive scale, efficiency, and rock-bottom prices. The brands that are in serious trouble are the ones stuck in the middle. They don't have a clear advantage, and they're at risk of getting completely squeezed out. Okay, so we've got the theory down. But how does this all actually play out in the real world? Let's deconstruct the winning strategies of two of the absolute biggest players in Taiwan's hot pot war, Zhujian and the Wang State Group. First up, let's talk about Zhujian. Their main brand, Zhujian Happiness Hot Pot, is a total powerhouse. But their real genius isn't just in one restaurant. It's how they've mastered scale and built a fiercely loyal customer base. Let's break down their absolutely brilliant brand cluster strategy. During the pandemic, when rent was cheap, they'd go into a neighborhood and snap up several storefronts right next to each other. Then they'd fill those spots with their different brands. Hot pot, Korean barbecue, you name it, all at different price points. So if one restaurant is full, the staff can just say, hey, why don't you try our other spot right next door? You stay inside their ecosystem, and they save a ton of money by sharing resources and staff. It is a masterclass in dominating a single block. And the results of this strategy, they are just incredible. They have a customer retention rate between 70 and 80%, which is wild. And it's all powered by a great loyalty program. Their ecosystem is so good that their main hot pot brand alone brings in 70% of their total revenue, all while they keep food costs impressively low, even for an all-you-can-eat place. All right, our second case study is the Wang Steak Group, a true giant in Taiwan's restaurant scene. Their strategy isn't about clustering in one spot, but about building a diverse portfolio of brands that are always evolving to meet what customers want. This table just lays out their scene-matching strategy perfectly. They have a specific brand for pretty much any occasion you can think of. Want a cozy family dinner? You go to Drew Hot Pot. A fancy, high-end social thing? That's Tsinghua Jiao. Craving unlimited Wagyu beef? Wagyu Shabu is your spot. See what they're doing? They aren't just selling hot pot, they're selling the perfect solution for any dining moment you might have. And the key is, they never stand still. Just look at the evolution of their flagship brand, Ju. It started back in 2004 with a very traditional Japanese Zen vibe. Then it adapted, adding popular things like milk broths. Then it moved into malls and became more family-friendly. And today, it's all playful and modern, with viral hits like that adorable milk bear that melts into your broth, or the giant Fuji meat mountain. This is a brand that has completely reinvented itself 4 times just to stay on top. Wang Steak also went all in on the omni-channel attack. They launched frozen meal kits and even partnered with Costco to get their products into tons of homes. They pulled off massive brand collaborations, like a wildly successful partnership with KFC to create a Tsinghua Jiao flavored fried chicken. Yes, really. And they tapped into the power of famous characters, collaborating with Hello Kitty to drive huge increases in sales and foot traffic. They understood the battlefield had gotten bigger, and they attacked every single front. So after diving into this incredible market and the strategies of its biggest players, what are the key lessons we can all take away from the Great Hot Pot War? What's the bottom line here? The modern playbook, and honestly, this applies to almost any industry, looks like this. You have to embrace the omni-channel world, meeting customers wherever they are. If you have a physical spot, you have to make the experience unforgettable. You need to know your niche. Go high-end or go for scale, but whatever you do, avoid getting stuck in the middle. And through all of it, you have to build an ecosystem that keeps customers coming back and never, ever stop evolving. And that really is the ultimate takeaway, isn't it? The battle for customers isn't just about your product or your price anymore. It's about the experience. It's about the memories you create. It's about becoming a meaningful part of your customer's life. So the final question for all of us is, in a world where people have infinite choices, how will you become truly unforgettable?
喜欢这种学习方式，欢迎订阅我的频道，让我们一起用下一个10分钟，把商业英文变简单。